today's episode, I'm going to be showing you how to make a delicious big macro burger before you meet Dejan and myself for our spontaneous interview. Firstly, steam the tempeh for 15 minutes. This will soften the tempeh and remove the bitter taste which it can sometimes have. Heat the oil in a pan, add in the onions and saute for a minute or so. Add in the basil and garlic and give it another minute before turning off the heat and allowing this to cool slightly. In the blender, add in the onion mixture, add in the steamed tempeh and the pre-cooked lentils, and here I'm using some shop-bought pre-cooked lentils which saves time. Add the toasted sunflower seeds and then add in the shoyu and then give this a blitz until mostly smooth. You may want to leave a few chunks in here depending on your preference, if you like a kind of more chunkier texture or if you prefer your burger to be completely smooth. Transfer into a bowl and then form into burgers. Now if the mixture is not sticking together, you may want to add in there a little flour of your choice. Mix it well and this will help to bind the burgers together so that you can shape them more easily. Add oil into a frying pan and cook until nicely browned on each side. I like to use my turner to flatten down the burgers, and then once I turn them over, I'll then flatten them down again. So just cook on each side until nicely browned, and then it's ready to serve with your chosen accompaniments. Here I found some really good quality burger buns which were sugar-free, and I've also found ciabatta can work quite well too. So spread with some mayo, add in your burger, and then here I'm using sugar-free gherkins, sliced tomatoes and some lettuce, and then adding on top of this some homemade ketchup and homemade vegan mayonnaise, which I'll show you how to make in next week's episode. And here we have it, our delicious big macro burger. And make sure you download the recipe below. And now it's time to meet Dejan and myself as we take some time to have a bit of fun interviewing one another. Hello everyone, I'm Sharlene and this is Dejan, and we thought that we would do a very quick video, or brief video, just to say hi, but rather than kind of introduce ourselves and talk about ourselves, I thought that we could ask one another some spontaneous questions. So Dejan doesn't know what I'm going to ask him and I don't know what he's going to ask me, but in asking the questions I hope that you will get to know us a little bit more. So do you want to go first or shall I go first?
How about you go first?
Okay, ladies first, thank you.
Ladies first.
Right, what question can I ask you? Okay, so my first question for you is, what is it, because I know that you are super passionate about macrobiotics and actually that's how we met. What is it that you love about macrobiotics?
Okay, so what is it that I love about macrobiotics? Well, there are many things I love about macrobiotics. So there's one side, there's kind of practical side, cooking and creating lovely, delicious, balanced meals. And on the other hand, there's theory, which I love the whole philosophy and the concept of macrobiotics. I love the concept. I love the concept that we are in charge for our own health, and you know, I love being in charge for my well-being.
The boss.
Yeah, well, it's not being a boss. Kind of, I'm just taking, being accountable.
Yeah.
And I can always, I don't want to, I could dare to say, I'm in charge for my own destiny. But, it's a bit bigger than that. So yeah, I love the whole philosophy and the principles of macrobiotics. I'm really passionate, and it's really inspiring when I read books, written by many great macrobiotic people. I feel so inspired, and I feel my enthusiasm for macrobiotics is growing more and more. Yeah, and making, you know, when in the kitchen, when we use the principles of yin and yang and to make deliciously gorgeous food. Yeah, that's also, it's not just cooking. I don't enjoy cooking per se, but I do enjoy purposeful cooking. So there is some purpose behind. So I'm making this meal because I want to make either myself feel better, healthier, or my family, or my friends, or students. Yeah, there must be a purpose behind that. So that's what I love, having a purpose.
Yeah, no, it's like there being meaning as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love what you said about that kind of taking charge of your destiny, because I think there is so much that we can do when we use and apply macrobiotics that can really determine our future. You know, of course, there's a lot of it which is in the hands of something bigger than us, but there's so much that we can really take charge of, which I love.
Yes, to a certain extent.
Yeah.
We definitely contribute.
Yeah, we can change.
We can change so many things.
Yeah.
Not everything, not 100%. I never say it's 100%, but definitely, you know, it's a high percentage out there that we can actually change.
Yeah. Right, now it's your turn to ask me a question.
Ask you a question. Okay, wow. Okay, I'm not prepared, but I'll try to throw a good question at you. Okay. So, what do you find the most challenging in macrobiotics? What's the most challenging thing that you find?
That's a really good question. So, I think one of the most challenging things is, you know, macrobiotics is like a different language. It's a different way of understanding life and applying health and food and everything to life, and it's a language that so many people don't understand or don't speak. So I find it's challenging to go out there and just meet kind of mainstream life with this wisdom and knowledge and experience, because it's often like it's it's just, that feels really challenging for me. And like, you know, for example, our children, they're in mainstream school, and the way the school dinners is like, you know, it's so different to the macrobiotic understanding and you know, all that we know. And sometimes just talking to people about, we eat whole foods, we eat vegetables, we eat sea vegetables, and they're like, oh. And it's such, it seems, you know, it's such a natural thing, but to so many people, it's such a foreign thing. So I find that really challenging to, just to be in kind of like mainstream life and have all of this, and it not be fully kind of understood or known to many. Yeah,
I do understand that, and I share the same thought. It can be challenging. Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, it can be beautiful, because the biggest challenge, you know, it's, you know, it's always, you know, the biggest yin, the bigger yang.
Yeah,
back and front and so on. Okay, thank you. Right,
my turn again.
Okay.
So should we do one more question each?
One more question each.
Right, so this question, okay, so as long as I've known you, you've always been passionate about macrobiotics, and like I said, this is actually how we met. I was a student at macro school, dreaming about a macro man, and I found this one. So I know that you've always had a desire, like this soul-driven desire to like be so involved in macrobiotics, to be cooking, to be, you know, in like a retreat centre setting, and here you are. It's like, you know, you're now living your dream. Yes. You know, you're here in this beautiful setting in Devon at macro school. You're cooking, you're teaching, and you're just immersed in macrobiotics. So my question is, what is the contribution that you would like to make to this school and to macrobiotics? Okay,
well, interestingly enough, you know, you are not the first person who said, "Oh, you're living the dream." And sometimes, you know, I feel like I need to pinch myself just to make sure this is a reality.
Me too.
It feels, you know, it seems so surreal. And you know, it's been only like, you know, a few weeks or several weeks. Everything's quite fresh, and I'm still digesting, processing, and you know, taking everything in. It's going to take a bit of time for me to kind of to process everything and to feel like, oh yeah, actually, yeah, I am living the dream, even though I do know that, but so many things are going on. Anyway, what was the question?
What's the contribution that you want to make?
Yes.
Being
So my contribution to the school is I want the school to thrive, but for the reason I want to reach as many people as possible. I want people to learn about macrobiotics. I want them to thrive in their health, in their lives, well-being, and the more people know about macrobiotics, I believe the world, you know, will improve, or you know, will live in a much better society.
Yeah.
And you said yourself, you know, many people don't know about seaweed. They don't know about I don't know, even whole grains. For instance, how many people know about oat groats? Everyone eats oat flakes. I mean, most of people, they would eat oat flakes in the morning, but when you say whole oats groats, they say, what's that? You know, is that what you give to horses? It's like, but for instance,
I remember as well when I started, I didn't even know what brown rice was.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that white rice was once upon a time brown rice.
Brown rice, yeah.
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 So, yeah, and through the school, I want to help as many people as possible. It's such an honor to see people changing for the better. You know, when the students come here and they spend several months, and you see that probably they can't see that because they can't see outside the box. But you know, the teachers around, they see how they change, how they improve. They come with a certain health condition, and after several months or a year, they completely transform physically, emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. It's kind of it's amazing to see that change, and I feel honored to teach and to here at the school and to cater and to meet so many people. So that's beautiful, and that's my contribution, is just giving my time. I want to give my time to those who want to learn, those who are really passionate. Yeah, I think I could talk more, but I don't want to make this video too long. But,
you sound like a man on a very heartfelt, soulfelt mission.
Yeah,
spreading macrobiotics.
Yes, I think I want to believe that's my purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, your last question to me.
My
Make it good.
last question. Okay. All right. Where do you see yourself in a 5-year time within macrobiotics? I know you do other things as well, but let's just say within macrobiotic world.
Okay, I see myself still living in this yurt at macro school.
But by the way, you know, we do live in a yurt just next to the school.
Yes, so, we live on the land in macro school, and when you come here, if you come here, we're up at the top, and you'll see the yurt. So feel free, if you see us around, to give us a little wave or come and say hi as well. So where do I see myself? So one of my passions is working with women. Like, I love women, and that's something that just sets my soul on fire. And actually, when I think about my journey with macrobiotics, the first book that I ever read, The Hip Chick's Guide to Macrobiotics, that is obviously directed at women. So, maybe writing a book, but something that is going to really move and touch and inspire more women to come forwards, you know, because I feel like this is a time of the, you know, rising of the divine feminine. So yes, if I could inspire other women through the way that I deliver macrobiotics, then that's the contribution that I'd like to make, and where I see myself in about 5 years' time. Just making more of a contribution in a bigger way, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. That sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure you'll get there.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that you feel you know us a little bit more now, and feel free to ask us any questions that you'd like to. And again, you know, if you're at Macro School, then we look forward to welcoming you, and you may see us around. You may also see our little children, Olivia and Luca, running around as well. They might be creating a little bit of noise sometimes.
Yeah, lots of noise.
But do come and say hi, and we look forward to seeing you.
Right. Bye for now.
Bye.